Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about how to not care what people think about you anymore. This has been a journey that I've been on for years now, and it's something I still haven't fully mastered, but I've made a lot of progress in, and so I want to share some helpful tips that have helped me. And the first thing is understanding why we have this fear. Why do we even care so much about what people think about us? And when you really dig deeper and find the core belief behind this, it's that we're afraid that people aren't going to love us anymore. And when we have that fear of no longer receiving love, love is one of our basic human needs. So when there's a threat and we feel like it's going to be taken from us, our survival brain starts to freak out because it's one of our basic needs in life. So when we can realize that and see that we're still going to have love in our life, even if we share our truth or even if we put ourselves out there, there's always going to be love around us, and realizing that is that everything's going to be okay. It's not that big of a deal, but our mind makes everything a bigger deal than it actually is. For example, so I share a lot of my soul on social media, and I put myself out there a lot. But there was a time before where I was living in fear. I was really scared to share myself with people because I was afraid that everyone was going to judge me. And when I really thought I was going to lose friends and family members because of it. And my mind was just making out this like worst case scenario thing. And when I was able to recognize that was very unrealistic, then I stopped caring, or I was able to follow my fear and just do it anyways. And since then, it's been such a beautiful experience because I've been able to learn so much more about myself once I started sharing more of myself to others, and I've been able to just have deeper relationships with people and actually have closer bonds with the people who I thought were going to judge me. So that just goes to show that our mind can do all these things and make us think these things, but it's actually not true. A lot of our mind, what we think is our imagination. So the first thing to not care what people to think about you is to write down a list of the core people in your life who love you unconditionally no matter what. That helped me because I knew that no matter what I do or what I say, that there's always going to be these core like family members and friends that love me no matter what. So that made my primal brain feel safe, that I was still gonna have love in my life. So that's the first one. The second one is to play out the worst case scenario. So think about what's the worst thing that can happen once I put myself out there, and maybe there's like a hidden talent that you have or something that you want to do, but you're afraid that your friends are going to judge you for it. I completely understand that because that was me for a long time. But really play out the worst case scenario. What's the worst thing that could happen? Maybe people have judgments of you, but they're still gonna love you. And if people don't want to be around you because you are living more in your authenticity, then it just shows that they're not meant to be in this next chapter with you, and you will attract the people who are meant to be with you and who are in more alignment with you. So playing out the worst case scenario really helps us not live in that fear anymore of caring what people think about us. And the third thing is practicing mindfulness. So when we are living in the present, then we're no longer in our head and we're not thinking in the future like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't want people to judge me. Like, what if this happens? And we're thinking in the future, and we're causing all this anxiety and stress, even though it's not even real. It's literally just this thing that's playing in our mind. But when we can come back to the present and recognize that right now, here is the only thing that is real. And when I'm living in my mind, in my own imagination, that's not real. It's 90% of that is make believe, and it's living in the future. So coming back to the present, and that help with that, doing yoga and meditating is very helpful to practice living more mindfully. The next one is just minding your own business. So when other people's opinions of us is none of our business because people's opinions of you and their judgments of you has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with themselves. They are perceiving you through the filter of their past, all their likes and dislikes and their beliefs. So I could be me, Jackie, and two different people could be watching me. One person could have a judgment that, hey, she's cool, I like her. Or a second person could think, oh, I don't like her because she reminds me of my sister-in-law that I don't like. So you see that I could be doing and saying the exact same thing, but two people receive me completely differently. And that is out of my control, how other people receive me. So that was a huge shift for me when I realized that just to mind my own business, that's their experience, and it's not my responsibility to try to control how other people see me, because I know who I am, and that's all I need. So the next one is knowing your values. So that kind of goes into what I just said about knowing who you are. So getting really clear on your values in life. So for example, if you're someone who values inner peace and somebody says that they want to hang out with you, but you say no, you, instead of feeling guilty and being afraid that they're going to judge you for being selfish, you know that you're just living in your value of wanting inner peace. Or for example, if you value authenticity and you decide to speak your opinion in a crowd, you can do it so confidently, knowing that you're living in your value of authenticity. So get really clear on your top values in life. For me, one of my top values is compassion and helping people. And I know that this is bigger than myself. I need to get my own self-limiting beliefs out of the way, because my messages are here to help others. And when I can realize that, okay, maybe my message can help one person and 20 other people will have judgments about me. In the end, that makes it so much worth it. So just remembering that a lot of these things are bigger than ourselves, and you'll be surprised how many people you will help and serve when you stop caring what people think about you. And then the next one is having full ownership of your feelings. So it's knowing that no one can make you feel anything. You are in control of how you feel. A lot of times, like let's say if someone were to text you, or you were to text somebody and they didn't reply back, you can attach the meaning of that, of, oh, I'm not cool enough, oh, I'm not smart enough, oh, they don't like me. We can make all these assumptions, but in reality is we don't know the reason. And instead of making assumptions and allowing our emotions to take over, instead we can just be fully in ourselves, and knowing that to not attach meaning to that, and knowing that only you can make yourself feel how you want to feel. That's, no one else can make you feel anything. It's all within you. So yeah, that's that point. And then the next one is the fact that knowing that people are already judging you. And we have this idea that judgments are horrible and they're really bad, but judgments aren't even a really bad thing when you really think about it. We all have judgments in our minds, and it's completely okay. Like we can definitely recondition ourselves to judge people less, but a judgment isn't a horrible thing. And there's good judgments and there's bad judgments, and it's knowing that people can judge you and still love you at the same time, and that's completely okay. We have this core beliefs that a judgment is a horrible thing, and it's really not. And knowing that, you know, people can either judge you for you doing what you're doing. Maybe you're playing this role because you want to be liked, but it doesn't really feel like who you actually are. Or you can step into more of who you feel like is you, and some people will judge you in that role. So you can choose whether you want certain people to judge you when you're maybe playing a role that doesn't feel like you, or you can have people judge you playing a role that does feel like you. So, and when you are in the role of who you really are, you will, maybe some people will fall away, but you're going to attract the people who really see you for who you are, and you're going to make such deeper connections and deeper friendships. And just to have that deeper bond makes it so much worth it in the end, to really just be in your truth, speak your truth, and just be the version of you that feels like most like who you are. So yeah, that's the end of the 7 ways to stop caring what people think about you. And I just want to leave this by saying that the most powerful freedom in life is when we can come back to ourselves and start and take our power back and be fully in control of our lives and no longer thinking about other people so much. When we can be so solid in who we are and operate from that place, then we have the ability to serve others so much more deeply and make such a bigger impact in the world. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say for this video. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you have a beautiful day today.